In 1965, we were just 20 years old. No law nor duty made me fight. No public men or cheering crowds. A lovely impulse of delight drove through the tumult in the clouds. I gathered all, brought all to mind. The years come seemed a waste of breath. A waste of breath, the years behind, in balance with this life, this death. What a way to live, and if need be, what a way to die, always amongst friends. The oldest unit of the Indian Army was raised in 1773 as the Governor General's Troop of Mughals. This unit is now called the President's Bodyguard. From there, the British Indian Army grew and it fought in many battles all over the world and won many awards over the next 150 years. However, it was always officered by British officers. The Indian character started to emerge at the beginning of the 20th century when recruitment to the officer cadre commenced with the commissioning of the KCIOs into Indian units. Our generation, which has truly seen the Indianization of the Indian Army, only saw these officers at the directional level of command when we were commissioned. The Indianization of the Indian Army started in 1932 when the IMA was raised at Dehradun and its colors consecrated. This was a time when south of the main road to Chakrata was only the riding school and the followers of lines, before the obstacle course and Panditwadi came up. It was a time when the Gulad Tikun was just a tikun, from where you could clearly see the FRI building in the distance. When the Frima golf course did not exist, and nor did the forest at the turnaround point of the 2-mile run. When PT and drill were conducted on the Chetwood Hall parade ground, and only games played near the field near the Collins block. When Sir Philip Chetwood, the then CNC, made his famous speech, which is engraved in the heart of every officer who passes out of the academy. And when every cadet was personally introduced to the Viceroy and the Viceroy on passing out. Gentlemen cadets have always been the same, and the first ones were no different. IC-1, Second Lieutenant Bhagwati Singh, was commissioned into the Kumaon Regiment, and he eventually became a general officer. The first ICO commandant was also a Kumaoni, Brigadier M.M. Khanna, MVC, and he took over in 1961. Today is a day of retrospection, and we remember with pride our Commandant, Major General K. Zorawar Singh, MC, who won his award during the Second World War in Italy. We also remember Brigadier N.L. Kapoor, also MC, who won his military cross in Egypt. All of us remember with awe the sight of our adjutant, Major M.K. Bhavani Singh, drive to the drill square in his grey 2-seater Mercedes 190S, mount his dapple charger Gibraltar and take charge of the parade. We also remember the dignity and experience of our officer instructors who had been blooded in battle in many faraway places, and after partition in the new companies named after them in Zojila, Panipat and Naushera. The essential difference between the NDA and the IMA was that it made us realize that we were men and competing against men. No quarter given, no quarter asked. I'll never forget Ronnie Dhillon during the boxing practice with the new inductees, picking Mohar Singh, an ex-services champion and Asian Games boxer, as a sparring partner. Ronnie knew he hadn't slipped when Mohar Singh threw his first punch. But once launched, he stood up and took the punishment. We went through the IMA training activities, but this time it was not a light-hearted game. We were professionals and worked hard at what we did. The gladiators still stood out, but we were planning and launching operations on our own, and a new respect developed for the new professionals who could preempt, plan, and succeed in the conduct of basic military operations. We learned how much punishment our bodies and minds could take, and imbibed the will to hold on. The 23rd of December was a bright, sunny day and the full dress rehearsal for our passing out parade when the Commandant addressed us for the last time. We came to know that Arun Mishra was the proud recipient of the Sword of Honor. That night was the last dinner night in the cadets' mess. Individual prizes and trophies were given by the Commandant to the recipients. The Commandant and Deputy were photographed with the under-officers. Shri Y.B. Chavan, our Defence Minister, fresh from the victory after the 1965 war in September, was our chief guest and was received at the helipad in Dehradun by the Commandant. It rained on the 25th of December 1965, the day we were commissioned. No one could have expected such a downpour. The Defence Minister reviewed the parade, and subsequently we marched past in columns. The Sword of Honor for the best all-round cadet was awarded to Academy Under Officer A.K. Mishra. The gold medal for standing first in the overall order of merit was awarded to B.O. R.K. Majanta. The silver medal for standing second was awarded to J.U.O. V.K. Jetli. And the bronze medal for standing first in the technical graduates course was awarded to Corporal H.K. Bhutani. Mr. Chavan addressed our course and said, "I am fully confident in my heart that you too will follow the path of glory, the trail of which has been blazed in the sacrifices and acts of valor of those who have gone before you." We certainly felt we were prepared despite the rain, and the spectators enjoyed the parade as much as we did, passing out in files and ready to take up our place in the Indian Army. After the passing out parade, things brightened up a bit, and tea was served in the side lawns, where parents interacted with the instructors. The proud parents congratulated their sons, and the Defence Minister intermingled with the guests and parents. There was sound of revelry at night in Chetwood Hall, and that night it was filled to capacity with newly commissioned officers, their parents and friends. Pips were worn at the stroke of midnight to the strains of Old Lang Syne. And we finally ended up doing the limbo rock with the Commandant and the Adjutant as judges. We wanted the night to never end. However, the wheels of time kept turning, and after 50 years, we gather again from different corners of the globe to once again relive the lifetime that we have spent together. And what a whirlwind it has been. The 1971 war with Pakistan, the 84 crisis, Kashmir, brass tacks, Oppavan, Assam, Trident, confrontation with China, Parikrama, Kargil, and sadly Sukhna and others too. Where did it all go to, and where are we now? It seems just the other day when our Commandant General Zorawar Singh saw off the Defence Minister at the helipad in Dehradun. There was no tamasha, no families, no aarti, no flowers, no red carpets, no hanger-ons, no complicated protocol, no other political meetings or interface. A simple event, The defense minister had come to visit a Category A establishment and had been seen off by the commandant. Yes, things have changed. Surely, and they will have to after 50 years. We have to change and evolve with the aspirations of our country. But by how much things have to change depends on us and our time on the watch. This is a true reflection of our performance. There has been great progress and some mistakes too, but there is no doubt that our generation is responsible for the ultimate Indianization of the army, and we are proud of it. We have upheld the core values, and when you peel off the cover, the army is still the same. The simple soldier, the dedicated JCO, the vibrant, motivated, enthusiastic young officer, and the steady and responsible commanding officer keeping things together under all odds. In times of crisis, this institution has always produced a leader to steer us through. Because each and every officer who passes out from the IMA has the motto etched onto his heart. The safety, honor, and welfare of your country comes first, always, and every time. The honor and welfare of the men you command comes next. Your own safety, honor, and welfare comes last, always, and